Leveling up for Cyber Lunch.
Welcome back, everyone. Sorry for ghosting the lunch table for 3 weeks with no warning, but I left for a big trip and we took a little time for some R&R. But not to worry, friends, we are back, and we have a ton to talk about this week with the passing of E3. There are some huge announcements that dropped, and we wanted to share our personal biggest wow moments we saw this year. And later on, a family-friendly secret question. So thanks for sticking with us, Cyberbots. Welcome to Cyber Lunch, a weekly podcast that deals with the nostalgia reflected and integrated into our everyday lives through growing up in the digital revolution, plus a plethora of tangents and passionate discussions with special guests and our favorite music, movies, video games, and television shows of the past and today. What's up? I killed it. Are you okay?
I was trying not to laugh because you're like...
I know, I was out of breath.
That's all right.
It's from all that ash over and, well, it's not ash, but... The air is not so great in Hawaii. See, I left for a 10-day trip to Hawaii, unfortunately. It was planned and saved up. Well, no, not unfortunately, but it was unfortunate that a volcano just happened to erupt 3 weeks before I was about to depart.
But you are going to a place that is a volcano with people living around it, though, so...
America. It is America.
Fuck yeah.
I found out the one thing that pisses people off around there is if you say that it's not America.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard they don't like mainlanders there.
It was funny. I took a tour around the north to south, or the east end of the island, and it was called the Road to Hana. And on the way back, it was like a volcanic field that happened about 4 or 5 years ago. So it looked like desert with overgrown grass, but it looked like the Grand Canyon. It was.
Isn't it weird how
wild.
shit grows back like that?
But some of the mainland or the landers, or I don't even know, the islanders. I'm sorry. They were throwing rocks at the tour buses.
Yeah.
So like it literally was like Jurassic Park. We rolled up, and there was this guy standing there, and I could have swore he had a flat because I took a tour. We paid money, and it was like a 12-hour excursion. We pull up, and the lady that was giving the tour says another driver, she was like, "What's going on?" Oh, some people came out of the wilderness and was throwing rocks and broke one of the windows and shattered glass and so on and so forth. And then this guy, Peter, was in... Yeah, he was... I think he had dementia, poor guy, because he didn't know where the hell he was going, I swear to God. But he was just like, why would they do that? Why would they do that? Well, it's because they don't like you.
Yeah. That's why. They don't like you bringing money into their
well, it's not that.
State.
It's because the Road to Hana is literally a one-lane highway on the edge of a cliff, and they don't like all the tour buses clogging up said highway, even though it's not too bad. But
wow.
Yeah, whatever. All right, so E3 happened. We have
Wait a second. Did you do a helicopter tour or
no,
a boat
I didn't.
Tour? Nothing?
Okay, I have a quick story to tell about that, actually. So I get off work. It's Thursday night. I have a flight Friday morning. So I'm like, I'm packed. I'm ready to go. I'm spending the night at my parents', so I'm going to go to Broadway, and I'm going to have a couple beers and just kind of hang out. And I'm on the phone. I don't know if it was with you or somebody else, but talking about helicopter rides.
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, it was you. So then I get off the phone, and this guy, he's next to me. He's like, excuse me, I
couldn't help but overhear the shit that I shouldn't be listening to.
But he said that. He's like, I just so happen to be a helicopter pilot. I'm like, you're kidding, right? He's just like, nope. I teach helicopter lessons down at Anoka or whatever, the airport down... The airport down there. I'm just like, really? He's just like, oh, you're going to Hawaii, huh? You should definitely take a helicopter tour. You should take it with this engine and make sure it's this and that. And I'm just like, hey, let me like write this down. Well, now you made
it worse because now I have options, not just like yes or no.
It's just like, yes, okay, maybe. Let me write this down because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Is there a formula
for this shit? You got a piece of scratch paper?
No, seriously, it was like that. He was cool though. I can't remember his name.
I can't believe you didn't do the Jurassic Park waterfall.
It was $350.
Wow. How long was the flight?
Maybe like 2 hours.
Really? Oh, so it was that much? Yeah. I don't know, man. That's a once in a lifetime thing, man.
Yes and no, but
I hate flying. I hate it almost as much as spiders, but pretty much as much. I think it's I think it's right there. It gives me the same feeling in my nether realms when I either one of those things. But I think I would have to do that Jurassic Park.
See,
I want to drop like that too.
That was actually on the island of Kauai, and I was on Maui, so it was like a whole other island away. So I'd have to take a puddle jumper. Then, which puddle jumper was like $350 to $400 by itself. Then take a helicopter ride.
Well, that's inconvenient.
No, it's just very expensive. The only thing that I did wish I would have seen is Del the Funky Homo Sapien was in Hilo.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. I was like,
damn, that would have been sweet. And he was hanging out in Maui and took a puddle jumper to Honolulu, I guess, where he was playing.
See, he can do it. Why can't you?
Skrilla. That's why.
Yeah.
But E3 happened while I was there. And
it did. I was texting you the whole time, too.
I was overwhelmed and simultaneously underwhelmed. I don't know how to say it. There wasn't a lot of hardware, launch releases or any mention of that. Microsoft boldly did say that they have something in the works, which is like, great. Now you tell me after I buy an X. So thank you so much.
In my opinion, Xbox blew it up right off, like started that shit off, like this is gonna be awesome, and then everybody else was kind of just a meh. It was the Ant-Man and the Black Panther of E3, where I was just like, meh. Like it didn't overwhelm me. Ubisoft kind of made my mind race a little bit because Division 2 and what was the other one? What's their RPG game they have coming out?
I can't remember.
Beyond
I'm
Good
sorry.
and Evil. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Beyond
that's not going to come out for a long time.
No, that'll be 4 years probably from now. I bet you. I bet you'll be on the next generation hardware. But Microsoft came out and hit it out of the park, man. They had 50 games. Everybody else was like 4 or 5 games.
Well, they needed to have it.
PlayStation had a goddamn intermission after their first announcement. An intermission. So people had to move from one theater to the next theater to see the rest of the show.
I heard about the church and everything else like that.
Like, come on, man. But all in all, it gives me a good outlook of next year, right? Did you see anything this year that was like, oh my God? No, there's nothing coming out this year because everybody's afraid of Red Dead. And they didn't even have to show up.
Well, you got Spider-Man.
Right. Okay.
That looks sweet.
I don't have that system, so
you could for cheap. Now it's cheap.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, you sound like my cousin. He was like, "I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to buy a system so late in the generation cycle." But at the same time, it's like, dude, there's a ton of awesome games. Even though you can go through games a lot quicker than I can, not anymore. Not anymore now.
Back to work.
Back to work. That's what's up.
My thing with PlayStation is there's 4 to 5 games that I really want to play. And it'll make you buy this system, but after that, I hate the operating system of that system.
Of that console. Yeah.
And I hate the controller. I mean, it's better.
Well, it's not good for FPS, in my opinion.
But I don't know. I like the system because the hardware is like, holy shit, everything you play on it is amazing looking. And they have some of the best exclusives out there, in my opinion.
Was it better than last year? This E3?
Than last year? I don't think there was anything crazy last year. Well, backwards compatibility.
Metroid Prime, the new.
Yeah, we didn't see any of that.
No, it was just a font logo. I mean, what can you do?
Well, it's better for Xbox, and I'm an Xbox person, so.
I saw Cuphead's coming out with a whole new island.
DLC, man, and bosses, and a new character too.
Yes.
New character too. Chalice lady.
I've talked about that game I've just talked about it too much on the show, but I can't tell you how much I love it now that they're actually coming out with DLC. And it was funny because I can't remember how many episodes ago, but I was saying like, what's the female version of Cuphead and Mugman that's going to come out? And I feel like it's kind of weird that it's the Chalice. Because right at the beginning of the game and like during several other portions, you find the Chalice. I can't remember her name, if it's Miss Chalice or whatever. It's
something.
Whatever. But she shows up in the museums.
Okay, yeah.
With a pink ghost.
Yep.
And teaches you how to parry, more or less. Yep. So I thought that was an interesting choice by Studio MDHR, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a 4-person team still. Well, they probably have more people.
No,
Microsoft bought them. So
I feel like I'm getting that wrong. It doesn't really matter, but that's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. We have a list that we're going to go through, and it's quite extensive. So it was a good E3.
It was good.
Inevitably, it's just
everything is next year.
The thing is like, if you said, Daryl, make a wish list, here's the games that you want, it would probably be like Time Splitters, Power Stone. I'd want another SSX. I'd want maybe a Bloodborne 2.
Yes.
I'd want like some talk of, I don't know. It's hard to say because the PS4 Pro just came out, but I'd like to see what their plans are in the future for like one-upping the X.
They're not gonna, because PlayStation's full of themselves right now. Like,
well, they are because
they're just like, we're the shit. We don't really.
Well, I know, but they've sold so much, so I guess they're kind of allowed to. And then I roll at the Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is going to come out probably.
Never.
I swear to God, you remember Game Crazy for Hollywood Video?
Yeah.
Back in the day when I used to frequent that place, almost like every other day, there was talks on the PS3 that Final Fantasy VII Remake was going to come out on the PlayStation 3.
Dude, Final Fantasy, what was it, 13 that came out? That was 15 years that took to come out. 15 years.
I rage quit on that game. I don't even want to tell you. I bought it midnight release, and I got like probably, I swear to God, 44 hours into it, and this boss just crushed me, and I was like, I'm done. Because I swear on my life, I grinded for 5 hours straight in the same area.
Yeah.
Just so I can make it through, and still it comes through and just crushes me. So I'm done.
When I had my PlayStation 4 for a little while, I bought that game, and I played 30-ish hours, and quit, said I hated it, blah, blah, blah. Got my Xbox One back at some point.
No, you're talking about Final Fantasy 15. I'm talking about 13.
Okay, sorry, 15.
Yep.
Pretty much the same thing, though. Like, either you're going to love it or you hate it. I bought it on Xbox when it came out for Xbox, and I actually played through the game 150 hours, and it was very rewarding game, very rewarding experience, but I liked it way better the second time around. PlayStation, it looked better, but
it's hard to say, though, you know.
I mean, it is what
I like the Clueless Gamer with Conan O'Brien on Final Fantasy 15, where he's like,
what's the fucking point?
Yeah, what's the point? He's yelling at the developers with Elijah Wood. That's classic.
Yeah. Oh, the developers are actually in the next room, like the guys that made this game. What's the fucking point? Yeah. There was a lot of stuff coming. Resident Evil 2 remake.
We didn't even add that on our list.
But
and I hear it's like RE4, but Resident Evil 2.
Resident Evil 2, yeah.
Which is like, I'm kind of done with remakes. I want to see new things, but at the same time, I get it.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see.
I had a rant on remakes the other day, and I'm sick of that shit. But,
well, not only in movies, but in games as well.
But games are different, because if I can bring the games I love and bring them forward into this generation and have them redone so that it looks okay.
Like, but sometimes they're not the same, though.
No, I think it changes the game, too, but at the same time, it's like, when I played the Resident Evil 4 remake, it was everything that I saw in my mind when I was playing it on the GameCube, right? But it didn't look nearly that good.
I didn't know you owned a GameCube.
I did, just specifically for that game. I bought a GameCube and Resident Evil 4 for $40.
Hello, stranger.
Well, it was a great game. I almost bought Resident Evil 7 the other day again, just because.
Biohazard?
Yeah.
I know. I still want to play that on PSVR. Still have it. Still haven't finished it.
The little bit I was in there for was enough for me. I don't know, man. That's pretty intense.
It's right in your face.
Yeah. It was made for it.
It was. I feel like it was. Okay, we need to get the topic at hand. We're already on a huge tangent for today. Okay. So these... I watched kind of a top, E3 whatever on YouTube. So I kind of compiled this list that I thought was like the most interesting games. Some of them are a gimme, obviously, and we'll kind of breeze through.
Some of them are all you too, because this
I know.
First game, for instance, I'm not into it. So
okay, but you have to give it some merit at the same time.
I do for boob physics.
That's Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball.
That's right.
Which I would love to see. Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball 3, but that will probably never happen because it'll never sell to American audiences, which I beg to differ. However, Dead or Alive 6 is coming, and it looks like a more brutal version of Tekken. I'm not a huge fighting game person. I've never gotten to the deep mechanics of learning all the moves and everything. I'm a blind button masher with rage. That's all I like to do. Like when we played Dragon Ball FighterZ. Yep. I don't know shit. I don't know anything.
I love that game.
I just like to mash buttons and like pretend like I know what I'm doing to watch my buddy get all pissed off.
Oh, I did that shit to you. I
Yeah,
don't know
pretty
how I
much.
did it, but
like it reminds me of the story, a quick story. But I was before the Xbox One launched, I heard about this kiosk that was opening up at the Maplewood Mall, and it just so happened to have Xbox One with Killer Instinct. So I went there by myself. I got off work early, drove to the Maplewood Mall, went there, and I saw that the display, which was literally like a PT Cruiser with like a couple screens in the back, and then the Xbox One, and kind of, and the people were there showing it off and demoing it.
Sure.
So I went up and I started playing it, and I played Saberwolf against like Jade or something like that, and I was whooping this dude's ass to the point where he got mad at me. Like, I thought he literally wanted to fight me. He's like, man, you already played this before, and blah, 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 blah.
Motherfucker, you're in Northtown right now playing this game and getting pissed that somebody else hasn't played it already. Like,
I'm like, I laughed. I'm like, dude, I'm just button mashing.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. Like, but I was like doing like 30, 40 hit combos on him, and he like walked. He didn't even want to mess with me. And that was like the one and only time I've ever felt powerful in a fighting game. Now revert over to Dead or Alive 6. I watched some of the gameplay. It looks super polished. It looks like Tekken, which Tekken's one of my favorite technical fighting games. However, as I've said before, it's technical. It's hard. You got to learn everything about it before you can really get in there and dig deep. I've never been that type of person. I've always been like, okay, I'm going to buy this fighting game. I'm going to get into it. Even Mortal Kombat. You're probably more technical than I am.
Dude, I was just going to say, speaking of fighting, that we didn't see at E3 this year. I don't think we saw any fighting games.
You won't till next gen.
Where the fuck is my Mortal Kombat 11?
You will not see it till next gen.
That's bullshit.
I'm not kidding.
No,
but it's true. No.
We got another year.
Another cheeseburger bet on our hands is what we got.
What was our other bet? What was our cheeseburger bet?
Fuck, I don't know.
Oh, who was going to die? And nobody died that we said in Infinity War. That was a while ago. Remember I said Hawkeye,
I said
and you said Captain America.
Oh, yeah, I did.
So whoever dies first.
So we're at a stalemate.
We're stalemate.
Unless Ant-Man and the Wasp. Unless Hawkeye dies in there.
Well, probably.
He could.
If he does, that doesn't count because we said the Infinity War. So it has to be Infinity Part 2. Now it moves on to the next series. Anyway, our next cheeseburger bet is going to be, how many more years do we have in this console area?
3.
3 more years? I say less than 2.
Okay.
Two.
I'll give you that, but I think it's 3.
I believe next E3, we're going to see the final set of games that we're going to see on these generations, and then they're going to announce the new hardware, and then by the end of the next year, we'll have the new hardware. I think that's what's going to be.
Not for Nintendo.
No, Nintendo doesn't give a fuck. They do whatever they want to do.
No. Well, they're still making DS games.
We're going to have
3DS games.
Whole E3 and show you Smash Brothers. That's it. And a Pokeball that you can carry around.
There's more than that. Actually, that's the next on our list. So you want to move on?
No, we're doing.
Mario Party Switch.
Party. Yeah.
Okay, so the only thing.
Don't tell me what to do here.
No, I'm not telling you shit. I'm not telling you shit. The only thing that I'm telling you is Mario Party Switch looks relatively intriguing just on the notion that your friend has a Switch, which my girlfriend does. So if we both have the game, it will work in tandem with the Switch tablet in different ways. I'm not relatively sure exactly how that's going to work. Obviously, everything's TBA, so we're probably not even going to see it this year. I'm guessing we're going to see it early Q3 next year.
I bet you they announce it at E3 next year, and it's still not out until like winter.
Yeah,
probably Christmas next year.
That's okay. What? The thing is like that's a whole other deal. But Nintendo shot their load the first 2 years because you have two of the biggest franchises in Nintendo history. 3, excuse me. You have Mario, you have Zelda,
which is awesome.
Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. No, it's fun. I'm telling you right now.
Gross.
I know you hate Donkey Kong Country.
I don't hate it.
Every single level is different and has its own unique mechanics to it that makes me appreciate it even more. I'm actually stuck on a boss right now. It reminds me of Dark Souls.
I'm glad that I watched E3 because you borrowed me, we've talked about this, you borrowed me your Switch, and I played a ridiculous amount of Zelda and was almost sold on, nice, you got a hole in your lip or something?
I do.
Yeah. I was sold on buying us one of these systems, and then I watched E3 this year, and I'm like, oh, yeah, there's no really reason to do it. I mean, indie games, yeah, but everybody has indie games now. You got to sell me on something better than that. They got to start bringing out their
The
major
thing is
franchises.
it's really for people who travel. No
yeah,
offense.
but there's no reason that they don't have their major franchises out there. They have 2.
Like, what other major franchise?
Metroid.
Okay, it's coming.
Turok. Bring that back.
That was a rare title to begin with, honestly.
But it was on. I played it on N64. I think that was where
Xbox 360 tried to bring Turok back and reboot it, and that was a piece of shit.
Okay, how about... I mean, you can bring out umpteen Mario games if you want.
Well, fuck, they brought Mario versus Rabbids. Who gives a fuck about that?
A lot of people did.
I don't. I'm not a tactics person. That's not my game personally.
It's like
I get
XCOM with Mario.
Not my thing. Never been my thing. Never will be my thing. I'll try it.
Star Fox. Where's the new Star Fox game?
There's Star Fox as a character in this new game. I don't even know.
A character. Like
I don't know what the name of the game is, but
Right.
I'm sure
Nintendo.
some of our listeners might, because Star Fox is kind of a big deal. He's actually just kind of like a Switch exclusive character in the specific game, which I can't remember because there was so much shit that happened at this E3.
That's Nintendo.
As far as just specific games.
That's Nintendo in a nutshell. Let's move on. I'm sick of Nintendo. What do we got next?
Just one last thing. Mario Party will make or break your friendships. And this new game looks like they're kind of reinventing the wheel. If your friends have a Switch, it looks like fun. That's all I'm saying. That's a party game.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Okay,
I'm
that's
just
all I
saying
want.
It didn't curl my short hairs.
It shouldn't curl anyone's short hairs because
Okay.
it's a fucking Mario Party game. Who
Well, it's
cares?
just-
It's all the same shit.
When I
Do you
say-
remember 3 to 4 or 6? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know what last iteration it ended with. All I
No.
know is that they're all the same. They're fun to play when you're drunk. End of discussion.
I know, but that's... Okay, moving on. We'll move
This
on.
is your wheelhouse.
It is. Hitman 2, Silent Assassins. I don't know why it's called Hitman 2, because there's like 8 of them out. But the last Hitman with the seasons that was going on, they had like chapters of the game that you would normally buy for $60. You buy for like $10 or whatever. And it was a whole chapter, and you could do it umpteen million ways. It didn't feel as good as Absolution, which was the last one I really liked.
On 360?
Yes.
Yep.
And it was like Max Payne.
Was that more linear, though? I remember it being more linear.
Yes, but no. They had big open world. It was like Tomb Raider.
Well, I feel like the Hitman reboot had a little bit more challenges as far as like online community and things like that.
But Hitman, you want to be a silent assassin. You're by yourself. I don't want to play with a bunch of people online. I don't. I want to just run around and be in my suit and tie and shoot shit. Right? I'm super excited for it. My buddy Ina, I was telling him, I'm like, hey, new Hitman, man. But Absolution, other than Blood Money, was probably my 2 favorite.
Blood Money,
Hitmans.
was that on 360 as well, or
Xbox?
Oh, OG.
Yeah, I think they
OG?
did backwards compatibility to 360 or something. But I always liked the Hitman series, but I didn't like the in parts. You pay it in parts. It's like a season pass BS.
I just don't think it was done, and there was some contractual obligation for them to actually release it in such a fashion.
Well, yeah, they had
until it was done.
Right, 2 seasons came out, and IO sold it to whoever the hell owns it now. It was IO Interactive, I think.
Eidos.
Yeah, so Eidos sold IO off to Microsoft. So Microsoft owns it now. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited. I like Hitman. Pretty much choose your own adventure. Do it how you want.
I saw all the different outfits on how you can approach the levels, and I own season 1, which I think I got for free on Xbox Live Gold. I unfortunately never got to play it. It's on my to-do list, along with a lot of other things.
Everything
First world
else.
problems, I guess.
I'm gonna borrow you the Surge, just so you know. So next game we saw Session.
There is a lack of skateboarding games that are actually not a piece of shit, like the last Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, which I'm so glad I didn't pay $60 for.
Well, and there was a lack of games before that too. That was coming out and like to quench a thirst, and it was horrible.
I know. Who makes the triangle button? Okay, so like in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, when you went to go grind on a rail, the triangle button would actually make your physics for gravity strengthen. So you would actually fall faster when you hit the grind button.
Right, you'd stomp it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible. Who makes Lil Wayne a character in Tony Hawk?
Activision, right?
Oh yeah, that's who does it.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. The most fun I ever had in my life with a sports game was either Tony Hawk or Dave Mirra, BMX.
R.I.P. Dave Mirra.
Yeah. I didn't like the last couple.
What about BMX XX?
I didn't like that. It was on PlayStation. PlayStation, right?
The OG PlayStation.
And if you unlocked it, you could get like strip club footage. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Remember the big pink sticker that said 18 or older to rent?
No. I want a good skateboard game, but remember, what was the one on PlayStation 3 when you would hit both sticks in when you did a jump and it would slow it down and you could adjust each one of your feet?
Oh, that's Skate.
Was that Skate?
Yeah, it was.
I don't think that was Skate, man.
Yes, it was. It was OG
and you
Skate.
Could stomp dudes on the top of the head and stuff if they were bullying you around and stuff.
Oh, maybe that's Project 8. Tony Hawk's Project 8.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And you click in both sticks and it would slow down and zoom in on your board for your feet. And so each stick become the foot. And you could flip it. You could flip the board, but you had to catch it within a time limit coming down. So sick.
That was right around the release of Crackdown, so pre-Halo 3.
Right, but it was too technical. It wasn't like wacky. Remember Tony
American Wasteland
3, even just 3.
I love 3 though.
Dude, that's one of the greatest games of all time.
I remember so much about that game. I have such fond memories of that game, but Session is a breath of fresh air. It's running on the Unreal Engine. It's developed and published by Is that Creature Studios?
Yeah, Creature.
Microsoft Windows, Xbox One.
We'll
release Q3, Q4 2019.
We'll see. I'm closing this page because I don't...
Genre extreme sports.
We'll see what they say.
Sports.
Next up.
Well, like you said earlier, we just hope it's not going to be as steep.
Right.
If you remember that game.
Where it was just, unless you're online, you're not going to have any fun. And even if you're online, you really don't.
I don't know that game, but yeah.
Next game.
This was inevitable. I've never
4.
played Forza 6 or 5. Was it
3? Horizon 3.
No, I know. It's Horizon.
7. We're up to Forza 7.
Bullshit.
So 8.
You're kidding.
It's coming. No.
You're kidding.
No, I'm sure.
No, it's 6.
No. It's 7 for sure. I know.
You're drunk.
I probably, but
it's. Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, so fuck you.
Damn it.
Yeah, don't question me.
I can't believe that.
Sir.
How do they keep getting making the graphics better? I just really don't get that.
Because they have their own in-house studio and that's all they work on. Speaking of which, Microsoft just bought this Playground Studios.
Playground and 3 other developers.
Right, but Playground is the guys that do the Horizon series, not Forza, because Forza is Turn 10. This one they actually bought the open world Forza guys because I think the rumor is they're going to be working on the Fable game. But how do you go from a racing game to Fable?
I love Fable so much.
Right, but
I love the OG Fable.
Right, but they're a racer game. Make the next. Why don't you make the next Max
Payne?
No, Mad Max.
Oh, Mad Max.
Why don't you make that? Like, do something like that.
They should. They really should.
We'll see what happens.
It's called Rust 2, actually.
Yeah. Well, I always love Forza Motorsports. I don't like Horizon because it's not real enough for me. I like the more realistic, like tweaking.
See, I'm on the opposite end where I like more arcadey, even though I never played Horizon 3.
You never played Horizon 3?
No, I never did.
It's more the same, honestly.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably going to be just about as expensive as Horizon 4 at this point, I'm sure. Because the last time I checked, it was still $40.
Oh, dude, they don't lose value.
It's even like a Nintendo game.
Dude, Horizon 2, I think, is still $30 at GameStop used. So it's crazy.
Nope.
I also went in there to buy NHL 18 because the new one's coming out.
Yeah.
I was like, you have it used? And he's like, man, we don't have any used NHL games. They don't trade, these people don't trade them in. The fans of this don't trade them in. I was like, that's crazy. So I walked over and went on the wall. Every NHL game was brand new. Madden, you could buy used. NBA Live, you could buy used. 2K Sports, you could buy used. NHL, you could not buy used.
NHL's kind of become a gimmick to me, honestly.
It's like Madden, just update the rosters and charge you $60.
It's not only rosters, like NHL 19 is touting like, oh, well, now you get to play outside. It's like, let's get a slow clap going for EA.
It'll be two places you can go, New York or Pittsburgh.
It's like Vancouver in the mountains. Or
they'd have to have one at Twins Field, right? I mean, they'd have to.
Or you mean TCF Bank Stadium?
Whatever. No, I mean Twins Field.
Yeah,
Taxpayers Field.
Yeah.
Anyway, next game. You saw this. I did not see this. I have not watched anything about.
I don't know.
Game.
This is going to be Justin's wheelhouse, but Quantum Break.
Who?
That game, Quantum Break.
Oh.
Where it had like the episodic episodes in between.
When I was playing for 45 minutes and loved the game, and all of a sudden it stopped and made me watch a 30-minute movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. That game. Okay.
So this is kind of. Have you ever heard of PsyOps?
Yes.
PS2. This is very similar.
Okay.
Next gen version of PsyOps. Looks interesting. It's called Control.
Same guys, right?
Yeah.
Remedy.
Developed by Remedy. Published by 505. Coming out on Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Released 2019. It doesn't say what quarter it's going to come out in.
So
looks interesting.
Microsoft could not keep the Remedy guys.
I don't know.
Because Quantum Break was a platform only. Xbox platform.
I think so. Yeah. So now it's kind of like the Tomb Raider thing, where it goes back and forth. Like you kind of want it to be an exclusive, and Xbox should have exclusives, but at the same time, like cater to everyone. That's a whole other argument. Like with the Fortnite. Yeah, that looks sick too. But like the whole like Fortnite thing about being on mobile and then playing with PC players versus that, and it's just kind of like it's getting muddled. I have a very bad taste in my mouth for mobile gaming.
Yeah, it's garbage.
I think so.
It's garbage.
I think it's preposterous, but it's careful. It's what kids are going to be turning to, unfortunately. Control looks cool. Go look at it on YouTube. It looks gorgeous, honestly. It looks like a fun ROM. I don't know. More of the same of PsyOps, where you're this...
sweet. Another female protagonist, too.
Female protagonist where you have psychic abilities, where you beat the shit out of bad guys, more or less. Nothing bad or good to say about it.
I wonder if what do you think she'll beat up other women? Or just men through the whole thing? Anyway, both. I'm doing the Last Jedi rant again.
Both.
Next.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
I'm excited. Super excited for this game.
I don't care.
I know, but you didn't play Origins, man.
Don't care.
Dude, I'm super excited for this. It's all Spartan era. Now, Origins was Egypt, which was awesome. Now, pretty much you're a Spartan warrior. I'm super excited for it. We don't have to talk much about it. Everybody knows what Assassin's Creed is.
One thing I did put in the show notes is I think it'd be funny if the final boss was Kratos.
Well, it could be. Could be Thor.
How hilarious would that be?
No, because that's not Greek. That's Norse. So Greek would have to be...
No. I'm saying before he went Norse.
That would be cool.
Like your final boss is Kratos. Cool. The only thing that is... I feel like intriguing, because now that a lot of women are coming up in gaming, just to have the option to be a female, it's kind of cool. Like most of the times,
been that way though.
I know, but most of the times, like maybe I'm weird, but I always choose to be a female in games.
You are weird.
I am weird. Yeah. I don't care. Like Dark Souls, I'm always a chick.
Yeah, well, their armor sets are usually better. I noticed in Destiny when I was a male warlock. You're making sign language at me.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna bring these people into this world.
Yeah.
Daryl is telling me to two fingers in the air with a tongue motion. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming he says move
his
this
mouth
up.
Is not in
proportion.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So which way? This way?
You're tightening it now.
Okay, so
yeah, there you go. Lighten it. Yeah.
Up here?
Yeah.
So
with your tall ass.
Sorry.
There you go. Right there. That's fine.
I gained
Tighten
some height back after surgery.
And you gained some sound. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, a lot of people are they're excited for it, but also at the same time just kind of like, why? Like, why don't you continue on the Bayek story instead of like just release a whole new game? Like, we could have waited a few years for this game to actually come out.
Yes, but after they got their little break, everybody was like, oh shit, Ubisoft, blah blah blah, so now they can come out with it every year again. But to be fair, spoilers, the end of Odyssey, you go from Egypt and you go and...
you mean the end of... You said Odyssey.
Origins. The end of Origins.
Spoilers. Yes. Give them 3 seconds. If you don't want to know the end
1, 2, 3. Anyway, you meet... what's her name?
Cleopatra?
Yes, Cleopatra, and you meet the guy that was Caesar.
Okay.
So
Caesar Chavez.
No.
Not that guy. Not the guy that does dogs.
No.
Very similar.
So you go Julius.
Caesar salad.
Julius Caesar.
Julius.
So you go into... Actually, you're going into Greece anyway, so this kind of makes some sense. But it's Assassin's Creed. Anyway, moving on. One more and we're taking a break.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, this is the shit right here.
Doom Eternal.
I was so happy when I saw this.
Our break's coming up real quick, buddy.
I know, but
I'm just letting you know.
I was disappointed we didn't see gameplay in this. I thought
It's
it was
okay.
more,
I thought it was. Unfortunately, I thought it was.
Quake.
Damn. No, not Quake. The other scary game from hell. And there's our break. We'll be right back.
No, wait a second. No. God, it sounds so good to hear that again.
It's recording.
Ba, ba, ba.
It was Agony, right?
No.
When the shadows first lengthened, one stood. He chose the path of perpetual torment.
Mom, can I get this game? Please, Mom.
There's
nothing wrong with it. It just says mature because they have to.
The umbral plains, seeking vengeance against the Dark Lords who had wronged him.
What is going on?
Walt Disney.
Is that him?
The bite of his sword, named him the Doomslayer.
All right.
Yes. Here it goes. I don't care if we get claimed or not. We're not going to get claimed.
Oh yeah, we're going to court. Jake's headbanging. Okay. So I'm not one to shy away from metal. Which
No, you're definitely not.
R.I.P. Vinnie Paul, Pantera, God bless him.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyways, Doom Eternal is going to be coming out. Not sure when. Sometime in the near future, hopefully. I loved the Doom reboot. Doom 3 was my shit. I've loved Doom since 1993 when I was 5 years old. I remember playing it on the original PC. Jake has a story because his shoulder just got wide and he has a big smile on his
Start
face.
doing a thing.
IDKFA. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Get the fuck out.
That's not what it is. It's a cheat code.
No, I know. There was also a MDK. Remember that game? When he had like that liquid black suit and he like had all this.
Oh, Vector Man.
No.
Okay,
Anyway.
never mind.
I got kicked out of, suspended from private school in 9th grade, 10th grade, 9th grade for playing Wolfenstein on our library computers. We found a way to get it on there.
You're
Yeah.
so nutty.
But that's why I have a soft spot in my heart for Doom. I remember my cousin first showed me Doom. I was like, I can't believe they'll show this stuff on video games. It's crazy. First time he shoots somebody in the face with a shotgun. And Mick Gordon, God bless his soul, has been there the whole time. I'm super excited. Super excited for Doom. I want to see what else they do. I hope it's
funny because you didn't like Doom or the original Doom reboot. You were just like, man, I don't really know.
No, this one?
Yeah.
The latest one? Yeah. I mean, I liked it, but it was like, yeah, it's just...
It was more of the same, I guess.
Yeah, but...
It was gorgeous.
It was. It was quick. Like the controls
fast.
and stuff is ridiculous. The only thing I hope is they don't make this one the same. I hope it's not the same.
Well, it's probably going to be next gen based on how far out it is.
I doubt it. I think that'll come out next...
Another cheeseburger bet on the verge of greatness.
Fall?
Not this fall.
No, next fall.
Next fall. Okay, I'll give that to you. Yeah. For sure.
That's what I think. Or midsummer.
It reminded me of Agony when I first saw the trailer, which that's what we were trying to get before I cut you off and you screamed no. You're like, no.
No. No.
It looks awesome. And in the same vein, Wolfenstein, like what you're just talking about, Wolfenstein 3, The Youngbloods.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Like we were talking about outside, Wolfenstein 2 was way too short.
Yes.
Like right as it started to get good, they decided to cut it off. Your wife has twins.
Yep.
And you're going to be playing the twins. And I think that's pretty awesome.
Yep.
Yep, that's all I have to say.
I'm not super excited for it because...
More of the same?
The Old Blood was a nice addition to.
I love that.
New Colossus or whatever. New Colossus, right?
Yep.
Yep. I was okay. And then this one is another DLC. Twin Sisters.
No, it's not a DLC. It's a standalone game.
Right. Same thing. Costs you $30 or $40 or whatever.
No, it's going to cost $60.
It's $60.
I bet it's a whole new game. I put money on it.
Not down.
You're going to play as Agent Blazkowicz's daughters. So
Yeah.
you're going to have two intertwining storylines simultaneously, which I feel like is super interesting.
Female protagonist.
Who cares?
I know. Whatever. I'm just saying. I don't know. These side.
Wolfenstein 2 is the new Colossus.
Okay, what was the first one? New Order.
The New Order.
And then there was the Old Blood.
Yep.
Okay.
And now
All
you
right.
have Young Blood.
No, I like the main story of these games. When they start doing side characters and stuff, I never like them.
I get it. I share a similar sentiment, although you got to give it to Wolfenstein. They do.
No, man, they're awesome.
I
But
mean, they're
like,
hard.
"Ooh,
They're not easy. I
No.
had to put Wolfenstein 2: The New Order on baby mode just to make it through.
super hard. Yeah, I told you. I was like, you're going to probably have to lower that level at some point. Because it's really hard. I want to see that. This is the one.
Oh, shit. That was a cackle just like Vincent Price.
This is a game I'm super excited for.
Hello Kitty Island Adventure 3.
Tom Clancy's Division 2. Set in DC.
Meh.
No?
No, it's just like, I don't like bullet sponges. If you're going to make it realistic, if I shoot somebody twice in the head with a bullet, they should die. Period.
Well, it depends.
Period.
It depends.
It's an RPG. I get it. I get why they would make it where you have to
Yeah,
shoot 'em.
humans is where it's kind of. It should have been robots.
That's what I mean. Like, okay, that would make more sense. But like, if I shoot somebody in the head with like a whole clip, they should die.
Yeah.
I don't care if there's a level next to them. I don't care anything about that. You got way more into that than I ever did.
I love Division.
Especially the Dark Zone.
I was playing it the other day.
I know. I'm just like, it was a beautiful game, but I feel bad because it's like, okay, we're going to charge $60. Then what is it? A year later, it's $10 on the clearance rack because nobody wants to play it anymore? Or what?
But to give them credit, that studio has been working on that game for 2 years.
Yeah, same with the guy that made No Man's Sky coming to
good.
Xbox.
Right, and I'm super excited for it. I want to see the final. Yeah, this is probably when the game should have come out.
No, I know.
Instead of announcing it 4 years ago, he should probably just been holding on.
It would have
and
been a
like,
lot
no,
better
no.
on VR.
I can't wait. I'm
It should
super
have been.
excited.
It should have been a VR game to begin with.
I can't believe it hasn't been.
I know.
I played on PS4.
Plias.
PS4.
Polybius.
PS4.
PS4 is my favorite gun. I love the PS4.
I love the PS4.
Are you Russian?
Are you Russian?
I am very Russian.
I am very Russian. I like that on PlayStation 4 too, because I knew what I was getting into. It was I bought it for $20.
Yeah.
And it was a great game. It's a good exploration game, just chill music and everything in the background. It's just like one of those games where you have a podcast on the background, maybe ours. You never know. But it was a good game.
Plug.
Plug. Next.
This game, super underwhelming. So they had 3 separate little trailers throughout Xbox or Microsoft's press conference, excuse me. You had Gears Funko Pop, which I nearly threw up. It's like, why would you ever do that? Okay, so the only reason they would do that is because they're trying to cater to the Fortnite audience, which is like 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
Then you have Gears Tactics, which I haven't cared about any turn-based tactics game, which I've made clear from the beginning of this episode.
No.
The only tactics game I really cared for was I think it was like a Windows 98 Red Alert 3. If you remember those games.
Yeah. Red Alert,
like a Command and Conquer. Like I kind of got into those a little bit. I did
RTS.
Yeah. I dug that, but for a Gears game, no.
As far as I'm concerned, Gears of 5, it came on. I'm like,
Gears of 5 is
Can we
okay.
move on? Can we move on? I'm just going to close the window.
No, I mean, that's how I felt about Halo 5, and then they totally ruined that entire franchise. They just literally dropped trow and took a huge shit on the Halo franchise.
Like Last Jedi.
Kind of like The Last Jedi.
And then they announced Halo 6, and everybody didn't care because
I'm actually I'm hoping that it's going to be better, but it's probably going to not
garbage.
be better.
I'm not gonna feed into this bullshit. So what's next? There was an announcement from a game company, Daryl wanted me to put this on here.
I don't know. I didn't really want you to, but is it Jedi Final Order or the Jedi New Order? Or?
Final Order.
Okay.
And it was by the guys that did Titanfall.
Oh, really? Yes. I didn't know that.
That was their studio. And he said,
we have no idea.
We're starting to work on a Star Wars game.
It's like hand clap. Why
it's
didn't you make
awesome
1313 with Amy Hennig? That would have been just fine. It's
what happened to that game?
Yeah, why the fuck would you scrap that entire fucking game?
Because
that pisses me off.
I know. I don't want to start talking about Star Wars. Except for this game. We'll see what happens. It's the Initiative? No. What is the name of this company that's making it?
What were the games that you were kind of like a Sith and you were going throughout the...
Unleashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
I hope it's similar to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been okay.
That would have been nice. That would have been nice in Last Jedi if Luke Skywalker would have pulled a Star Destroyer out of the sky with his powers.
Start talking about it, but I'm saying like if it was Force Unleashed 3, that would be sick. But now they got to do something else, which... I mean, if they made like an Old Republic... That would be sick. I'd be down with that.
We won't see this until 2 years from now.
No, not even. We won't never see this because it will get canceled and then made into like a MOBA that you have to pay for,
true.
Just like all the other bullshit. Because companies are realizing that's the only way that you can fucking make any money.
Yeah, we have a different developer stepping in.
No, not only that, but we have just a different era.
You're right. I'm closing this window. I hate Star Wars anymore.
Anymore. Okay, this is what you've put in here. Microsoft acquired studios.
Okay, so they took over Ninja Theory.
Okay, that's
good.
You
were a champion of that game. What's her name? Senua's Sacrifice.
Oh, I loved Hellblade.
That's Ninja Theory.
They made. God damn it! What was the name of that other game for PS3? It was an exclusive.
Don't care because it was PlayStation.
Yeah, I never bought a PlayStation 3 on it. Anyways, honestly. Heavenly Sword.
Okay,
they made Heavenly
Sword. Yeah.
Senua's Sacrifice did something very different. It was heavily heavily narrative focused. It dealt with a woman that had schizophrenia, and if you wore headphones, it would literally auditorily mess with you. It would.
Yeah.
Like I played through all that game, and I'm just like, whoa! Like I had to take breaks.
Is it worth $30 though?
It was, and I.
No, is it? Because they have it on Xbox now.
I think so. It's 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours, depending. But for me, you got to think about the type of player I am, where it's like 6 to 8 hours. That's a long time for me.
Is it
to sit down and play a game?
Am I going to be doing one of these?
No, but I feel like it is a female version of what I played of God of War so far, but with less spectacle. In a way, like some of the bosses, like one is like the God of Illusion.
Okay.
So you have to go through certain portals and then like look through the portals and make sure like certain symbols are there in order to like solve the puzzle. So it's like, it's not for everyone. I'll give you that right now. But I played it during the fall, so it was kind of a scary game. It reminded me of Dark Souls met God of War, and I enjoyed it. I beat it, which is seldom in most games. You know, I made it through.
Try it out.
It's a different look at Helheim and the Norse mythology, where instead of your Kratos, who has a son and you're trying to hide your past from him, you're Senua and your husband was somehow sacrificed or lost his soul into Helheim, and you're going to claim him back from the goddess of Hela.
Would you please finish God of War so we can talk about it?
I am trying. I'll give you that.
I don't believe you.
I am. I promise I am.
So Microsoft made some announcements. They picked up Ninja Theory Studios.
Undead
Labs, which did State of Decay, so hopefully they can polish some shit.
Have you played State of Decay 2?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
No.
Why?
Janky as hell. It looks like a 4-year-old game.
I heard that the jank is part of the charm.
Oh, that's what they say. Because
I know, but I'm just saying that's what I heard.
I mean, it's fun in the fact of it's a survival game if you're into that, but I didn't get it. And they don't tell you shit. They just assume that you know the game. I played with Matt, our buddy, the other night, multiplayer. And when he joined, it locked out all the shit you can rummage through. Everything, because we were playing together. So we were like more powerful or whatever. So it locked out everything that you were scavenging for your home base. And anything that he'd pick up would only help me because he joined my game. It's like, it's janky as hell.
Reminds me of Far Cry 5. Like where you like play like co-op and then everything, like whoever's hosting, that's the only person that gets the XP or whatever the bullshit is.
So if they can polish that studio and like give them money and back them, you know, whatever, that's great. They also formed the Initiative, which is like their Naughty Dog, pretty much. Microsoft wants to start their own independent studio and start making shit like Last of Us, Spider-Man's, God of War's, things like that. Playground Games was the guys that do Forza 4. We already talked about that. Horizon, the Horizon games. And who else was it? Compulsion Games. We Happy Few, which has been on Xbox Game Pass forever. Like, try it out.
Game preview, but
game preview,
it pretty much reminds me of a Bioshock without weapons.
Yep.
That's the best way to put it. Kind of like Hello Neighbor had sex with Bioshock, and then now you have We Happy Few.
Okay.
Give it that.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. It's just a story-based game, but this was supposed to be released 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And they said, no, we're going to add a whole story missions to it and everything else. It was kind of a linear
You got to
thing.
give it to developers, because it's like, on one hand, it's like, okay, well, you promised this, but at the same time, it's like, make the best game you can. You hear that on and on throughout the professional industry. It's like, well, take your time. It's like PlayStation gets all the fucking time in the world, but Microsoft, if you ever take your time via Crackdown 3, now no one's interested.
Well, and they also shook up the developers for Crackdown because they're not doing the cloud damage system unless it's multiplayer. Did you hear this shit?
No.
So Crackdown's big claim to fame was they were using the cloud for extra graphics. And you're going to be able to blow up anything you want to do in the game.
Sounds like it's going to be laggy and janky simultaneously.
Right. So now they're saying we can't do that. This is 3 years. Fast forward 3 years after being announced, and they still just show a trailer and barely any gameplay. And they say, we're scrapping that thing. So if you're in single player, you can't blow up anything you want. But if you're in multiplayer, we can, because we can use everybody's data to do it.
What I would love of Crackdown 3 is if your main protagonist was Terry Crews.
It is. That's who you play as.
No way.
Yeah,
You're kidding.
You didn't see the trailer?
I thought that was an Old Spice commercial.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think that was a real thing. Yeah.
No, it's
Which reminds me of Tim and Eric.
Terry Crews is one of the characters you can pick. So, I mean, it'll be fine.
He's also in Deadpool 2.
Agents of Mayhem failed.
Hard.
They
already shut the servers down for that game.
Guy at GameStop was like, "Oh, Agents of Mayhem." I'm like, "The servers don't work." He's like, "Really?" Like,
he didn't know that?
No, he didn't know.
Wow. Did you give him a hug?
I should have been like, "God bless you for never playing this game and trying to get me to buy it." But that's awesome.
I redboxed it one night, and I was just like, okay.
It's like Saints Row.
Saints Row met Fortnite with unnecessary swearing, which that doesn't offend me, but it's like, it was so juvenile in its attempt that I wasn't impressed.
Like a Star Wars joke? Anyway. So, who was your most compelling for E3 this year?
Personally, Sony.
Really?
I think so.
Why?
I am compelled by Death Stranding because I want to know what the hell it is, and I'm also compelled by Last of Us 2 because I want to know who the final boss of it is.
I can't wait for that fucking game.
I know. That's on our list. Before we get to that, I actually had a couple other on my show notes that I wanted to get to. Is Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, which I thought was an Xbox exclusive.
No, it's a world premiere. World premiere.
Xbox world premiere.
It's from Software. The guys that did
Dark Souls.
Blood Bowl.
Is my favorite
Bloodborne.
Blood Gold.
Blood Bowl.
Oh my god.
And it's going to be a samurai game in the same vein. Crazy bosses, blah, 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 blah. But it's cross-platform. It's not made for one generation, which I wish Bloodborne would come to Xbox.
I saw some of the bosses, and I was like, my eyes popped. Like, Sekiro was walking over a bridge, and this giant snake was like snapping at him. And the other guy reminded me of like Sucker Punch without armor.
Yep.
Giant samurai sword.
Down.
Like,
I'll try it out.
100% down. It reminds me of that game that came out recently where you're a smaller character and there's these giant ogres that attack a village. Can't remember the game. I don't think it's Berserk necessarily. No, it's like a double A indie title that came. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everybody out there. But Sekiro looks awesome, and I have to put it on my list for like, holy shit, that looks awesome.
We'll see.
For sure.
We'll see.
We'll see. Just like most everything on this list. We'll see if this even comes out.
How about Ghost of Tsushima?
Ghost of Tsushima looks sick.
Yeah, looks beautiful.
It reminds me of Tenchu from
That's
PS1.
Insomniac guys.
Yep.
Yep.
One thing that I feel like is a huge miss for Sony is where's Onimusha?
Yeah. Where's not Tekken? What's
I just said it, Tenchu.
Sneaking ninja.
Well, Neo 2 came.
No, not Neo.
Okay. Ninja Gaiden?
No.
I'm just going to go through Shinobi.
No.
Sneaking.
It's like all assassin.
Sneaking
like,
King.
No. Sneaking King. Sneaking thing. No.
No.
Anyway, it looks gorgeous. Like it looks like it's but it reminds me of like Rise for Xbox, where it's like set pieces, and you just hit these buttons and you parry and you do these things. Like you get to these areas.
Ninja Blade.
Gorgeous. Yeah. Like no.
Bayonetta 2.
No.
Or whatever. We're failing.
I can see the cover of the game right now. Tenchu.
I said that.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you said Shinobi and...
No, I said Tenchu. From the original PlayStation.
I don't know. Everybody rewind that and see if you said
No,
that.
I did say it.
But Tenchu.
Speaking of Japanese anime, Jump Force, thoughts?
I mean, what Dragon Ball? Whatever.
It's Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece. It's kind of like a giant all-stars matchup of all your favorite anime characters brought into an relatively isometric... isometric,
domestic,
weird. I don't know. Like it's behind your character, but it's also slightly off to their left or right, so you can see what's coming at you. But it's a 3D perspective, very weird art style. It's not pixel art. It's not full 3D. It's like realized anime art.
I'm not
to its highest capacity. I won't pay $60 for it, but it'd be cool to button mash and just kind of.
Completely not my thing.
I know, but it's just kind of cool to like. It would be cool to play. I'm down with that. It's not going to come out for a long time, I don't think, but I'm definitely intrigued. Now, this next game that I have on my list that you don't have queued up is Dying Light 2, which was probably one of my favorite zombie games that have ever come out.
Underrated.
Dare I say.
Very underrated.
Not only underrated, but their day and night system, the crafting system, the fact that you fight not only zombies and different types of zombies at that, but also different factions of humans living in the same city in an open world setting. It was sick.
They crushed the free running thing when
Parkour.
When
Parkour.
What's the other game with the chick?
Mirror's Edge.
Yes, and they tried to do that well before this game, and this game nailed it. That game was
Big
awesome.
time.
Awesome.
Now, like you said before, Dying Light 2 seems to be a little bit more prevalent towards fighting humans and other
not so
human
much zombies.
factions.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Me too. I'm sick of zombies.
Yeah, I mean, Dead Island 2, that looked like it's going to take a giant shit and never come out. I mean, you had the Jack Black trailer about 3 years ago, and it's just like, whatever, you know, at this point.
Speaking of Jack Black, did you see that Gorillaz trailer? Or
No.
the Gorillaz video?
No.
We're going to play that before we leave
Okay.
because I love it. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at this. Go ahead.
I have 3 more things on my list. The 2 that we already kind of mentioned before, and then we'll get to a secret question, and we'll get the hell out of here. We're just kind of running through some of these things. I'm sure there's E3 picks that we've missed, and there's actually 4 that I have. One more. Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah.
Looks sick, but I've never beaten one of them because they've gotten too tough.
Not
you
didn't
once.
do DMC?
I didn't never beat.
Really?
I have never beaten DMC. I have
Crazy.
DMC.
It's crazy.
I know the ending. I know about the ending where you fight like the dude that's in the TV or whatever.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
That's awesome.
That's why I want you to play Nier too. Nier reminds me of that game with the boss.
Nier Automata.
Yeah,
Is that Automata?
Automata.
Whatever the fuck it's called.
You should play that. Anyway, but yeah, Devil May Cry, and it was announced at Xbox, not PlayStation. Did you notice that? That's crazy, man.
Well, they have to make up for Scalebound. That was a huge miss.
No, they don't have to make up for shit.
That was a huge
Microsoft's
miss.
like,
that
we'll
game
give
looks
you
sick.
$10,000.
Imagine Monster Hunter met Devil May Cry and you had Scalebound. That's what that was.
Excited for that, and I still don't believe that's not coming out. That will be out at some point, because I believe Monster Hunter. It's the Monster Hunter of like more technically Monster Hunter. I think that's what
Drink every time he says Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter, Monster Hunter, Monster Hunter, Monster Hunter.
And you're dead. Speaking of dead, I was dead when I heard that Super Smash Bros. Had all characters plus Ridley.
Whatever. Ridley who?
From Metroid.
Oh, who gives a shit?
What?
It's a Nintendo character. Who cares? I want to see...
You're the one that's vying for fucking Metroid on Nintendo Switch and saying that I won't buy a Nintendo Switch unless it's Metroid. But you don't care about Ridley?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. I said I'm glad I didn't buy one because there was nothing shown to me. Really, just because it's another character, who cares? It's like having a...
But they have all
Solid
characters
Snake.
from all
But they got
the
Solid
series.
Snake in there.
And Cloud.
Right, so who gives a shit? Like, sweet. It's Smash Brothers. Not my thing. I can't rip on anybody. I understand why people like it. But I'm glad I didn't buy a Switch.
I like it because it's a ridiculous mess.
Right.
An awesome, ridiculous mess.
That's Nintendo.
So you're going to have Solid Snake fight Pikachu? I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Ever since the beginning, I remember the original trailers for Smash Brothers, and it was like Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, and Pikachu, and maybe a few others, and they were all had those big mascot suits that you see at baseball games. They started beating the shit out of each other, or pushing each other around. I thought that was hilarious. Uh-oh. You better answer a few questions.
No.
Morphine right there.
No. No.
Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it.
It won't let me do it.
You're going to do it.
I know I'm pausing it. Anyway.
Halo Infinite, we already went over that a little bit. The campaign for Halo 5 was like, you have two swaying campaigns. You have Agent Locke.
Horrible.
The visuals were cool, but some of the levels, like I remember level 7 or 6, it was just literally an open world area for a base camp, and they rendered that an entire level.
It's the same
It was
shit.
a cop-out.
It's the same shit as Bungie with Destiny. They can't come up with more enemies. Like the original enemies they have, like... That's their staple, and they cannot fucking figure out how to make new bosses,
it's assets.
ships.
It's assets. They don't want to make any more assets.
Right. They just want to be just like, oh,
we're just going to change the color.
E equals squared, and then we're going to charge you freaking $80 for
I can't remember. It's not a Guardian, obviously, because you just mentioned Destiny, but the guy that you fight at the very end before you meet Cortana and she gets all evil, spoilers, and wants to kill everyone like Thanos. You have to fight the dude 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times.
3 times in a row.
Boss.
The
So it's
same
3
fucking
bosses.
boss.
Same dude.
Nothing's
horrible.
changed.
No, nothing.
Each time. It was the same thing. It's like, why don't we... It reminded me of the end of like Dante's Inferno, where it's like, let's just make everyone pissed off at the very end.
Dante's Inferno was tight, though.
It was tight. I was like,
that was a good game. I love that game.
I wish there was a remake, but there won't be.
Yeah, I would love that.
I showed my girlfriend the Last of Us 2 trailer, and it's pretty handed in the LGBT, but at the same time, I felt like you had to show a little bit of story, you had to show a little bit of stealth, you had to show a little bit of shooting, and you had to show a little bit of what the game is capable of as far as like being so realistically violent that you're like, oh shit. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I just watched that. And it's coming out in the game, just like how you described back in the day on Wolfenstein.
Okay, now, do you remember when Last of Us trailer was showed at E3 like 5 years ago?
Yeah.
The first Last of Us. Remember when he was running through and he freaking, that guy's like, no, no, no. And he shoots him with the shotgun.
Yeah.
And it goes black and everybody's like, holy fuck. Like, I think the new stuff we've seen is graphic for shock value. There's no like weight in it. We don't know who's protecting who, why she's out there, blah, blah. In the first game, we're seeing Joel protect Ellie. Like, every time they go over to a box and hunker down, he was, like, hugging her and stuff. Like, we'll see. But
I think she's fighting the Fireflies, who Joel... Spoilers for The Last of Us, if you haven't played that game.
You have to play the game.
You have to play the game. Spoilers, we're going to give you 5 seconds. 1,
Doesn't
2,
even matter. You just
3,
play the game
4,
anyway.
5. At the end of The Last of Us, Joel... Or you find out that Ellie is pretty much the cure to all of the clickers or the virus that's happening, and they're going to extract it from her. And in doing so, they're going to kill her. Joel loves her so much because his own daughter died at the very beginning of the game that he comes into the hospital room, murders everyone, grabs her. She wakes up in a stupor, and he lies to her.
Yep, and it stops.
And it stops. And the Fireflies are the one that wanted to end all of the virus.
Yep.
So I think she's killing the Fireflies. At the end, she's going to find out.
I think
that she's killed all those people in vain.
I think it's going to be an amazing game.
It will be incredible. It will be way better than Death Stranding. I'll give you that right now.
Last of Us.
God bless Hideo Kojima, but it's going to be way better.
Last of Us, the first Last of Us is my favorite game I've ever played.
One of your favorite games
No,
ever.
that is the favorite game.
If you went back to it, you'd be like, okay,
No,
come
I've-
on, Ellie, let's learn how to fucking swim, you idiot.
No, I've played it. I think I've beat it probably 7 to 10 times. I can't be sure. I played it a lot. When I rebought my PlayStation, I bought it again, played through it again a couple times. Like it's like my Evil Within. I'll play it once a year. Like I'll go back to it and like, holy shit, man! The writing, just the feel of it. I remember it's the only game that ever made me cry, like legit cry. I'm not too proud to admit.
It's okay.
And
we're not judging here on Cyber
I didn't know
Lunch.
if I could handle that game, and it's a weight on you when you play it. But
First of all, she gets shot in the arm in the trailer. She gets nailed with a bow and arrow.
Yep.
Pulls it out in the
Yep.
middle of a store while you're getting berated.
Laurel Croft, by the way,
Straight up Lara Croft.
Yep.
Which Shadow of the Tomb Raider looks
I can't wait.
very reminiscent of each other in a weird way.
Yeah,
But I felt like, other than what happened at Paris Games Week, where it just showed that lady getting her arms broken, and then potentially Ellie's mom with
Yeah.
the big buff arms,
Yep.
which is a flashback. I felt like this trailer had a little bit more substance, it had a little more depth to the story. And not only that, but the Asian dude in the trailer mentioned that your dad would get super mad.
Joel.
So Joel. So that means, in some way or another, Joel's still alive.
Oh no, it's gonna be.
Unless she lied and said somebody else was her dad.
I could see that's true, but I could see E3 next year, and they say Last of Us, and it goes from Ellie, and then it goes into some story mode in the game, and you take over as Joel, and you start playing as Joel, and the fucking people go crazy, or they don't even say anything about it, and it's one of that first, like in God of War, the first like, oh shit, like the first boss, nobody wants to hear it. Don't tell anybody about this, just play the game. I think it's going to be one of those things where Joel, you're just like dropping to Joel, you're like, oh shit, maybe Joel dies right at the end, or right at the beginning, I mean. Maybe he goes in to save her from something.
You never know.
And then she sees him and talks to whatever.
I've always drawn a strong conclusion. I don't know if you've ever played the Walking Dead Telltale series.
Mm-hmm.
Clementine and Ellie are very similar characters, especially if you've played like the later episodes of the Walking Dead series, which is coming out. I don't know when.
Yeah.
But it was
the last
announced.
one, too.
I like those a lot. I'm all for the choose your own story and everything else like that. It's in my wheelhouse.
The first two were great.
I even like the third one. I'll give it to him. I will, because there's some choices in the third one that are hard to make. And that's what makes the game memorable for me personally, is when I'm given a choice where it's like, ooh, I don't.
Both of them, I don't
yeah,
wanna
like,
do,
oh,
yeah.
it's just like, I don't want to do either of these. I feel like an asshole either way. But Ellie, I feel like that it's a very more linear story, which I appreciate, because that's just the type of person I am. I want to be told a story instead of create my own.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Now, at the same time, I liked Clementine's story because it's pretty much Ellie, but you have that option. And you can either choose to be, I don't know how to say it, but
I like a game where you start with this little girl and she's a middle-aged woman by the time they're like, oh, we're going to have to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Like
that's how it is for both of them.
Yeah, you've lived through like 8 years of this person's life. Like,
And
this
it's hell.
game. Yeah.
If you played the third one, she goes, okay, so spoilers, but anyways, you go into town, some guy, you were out in the wild, and Javier, who you're playing in the third one, the New Frontier, you're at this settlement, and this guy that Clementine met up with sold her blanks. She didn't know it. She's out in the wild, and some zombies coming at her, and she shoots the zombie, but nothing's coming out. So she's like, motherfucker, you sold me blanks. And Javier's watching like, hey, you better calm down. She puts real bullets in, shoots the dude, dead. And you as Javier have a choice to either rat her out or lie for her.
I would lie for her because it's
I lied for her.
Clementine, man.
I lied for her.
Of course. It's Clementine.
But she's so like hardcore.
That's
like
what I'm
that.
saying.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's why I like that game.
Yeah, it gives you a choice of...
It's true.
They're hard choices.
They're true horror.
Yeah.
It's true horror.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the first Walking Dead, which a lot of people will, especially when you were with Lee, where you're at the table and you know everyone's starving because you have to choose who you're going to give the food to and everything else like that. and then just you find out that the farm you're at, there's a bunch of cannibals, and everybody that's sitting down for dinner that's starving
Don't eat that.
eating your buddy's leg.
Yeah, don't eat that.
Yeah.
He's up in the bedroom upstairs, like, he's like,
My
drugged
God,
out.
dude.
Spit it out. It's Clementine. Don't eat that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta get out of here. Don't anybody you come close to me.
I feel like those are parallels. So what? Okay, so here's one question, and then we have to move on to the secret question. Unfortunately, unless you have another game.
I mean,
I have one. Let me.
E3. Well, I just say this as a wrap up. E3 for me.
Let me ask you a question before you wrap it up.
What your
who would win, Clementine or Ellie?
Ellie.
No problem.
Not
you don't think so?
No, not even a question.
I guess after that trailer, she just took on all those people.
Ellie's ruthless. I think.
So was Clementine though.
Yeah, but
she's
Ellie's
nasty.
like split personality. You know, loyal. Loyal is the biggest thing. She's loyal. It doesn't matter.
I guess Clementine's more of a lone wolf.
She fucking stabbed that motherfucker in the cafe. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
That's some hardcore shit.
It is.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say Microsoft for me knocked it out of the park. They showed 50 games. 50.
Yeah.
Everybody else showed 5, 4, 12, whatever.
But they were hard-hitting games.
Oh, we didn't say anything about Anthem. What do you think?
Shrug my shoulders. They say that you can play the game solo if you want.
If it wasn't EA, I'd be more excited.
There's a lot of corridors. It's going to be like EA's version of Destiny, which Bungie already does it better because they made one of the greatest.
Mechanics are better.
They made one of the greatest FPSs of all time.
Speaking of which, did you get Warmind yet?
No.
Get it.
I can't.
Why?
Because I already bought the expansion pack and I've barely played it.
Right, because why?
I have no time.
Okay, so make time and play with me. You have Warmind then.
No, I got to lose weight.
Well, lose weight, you don't eat when you're playing the game.
You just get all stressed out.
Just drink booze.
Yeah, perfect.
Drink alcohol and don't move.
Be like, sorry, work, I'm not coming in today.
18 hours, no problem. How about Fallout?
Nah, don't even care.
Too.
Don't
Me
even
too.
care. They're going to take a narrative, first-person driven experience and make it an MMORPG. Go fuck yourself. That's what I have to say to that.
Well, yeah.
All I hear or see about that is I just want more money.
Yeah.
That's what Bethesda's saying is I just want more money.
No, I think they have a shorter... Wow, this is still... The volume's still up.
That's all right.
I like
you got
this
it?
song. Yeah, I like this song though. Bethesda... They're just trying to make money. All the time. All the time.
Yeah, and then you got Elder Scrolls 6, which...
Starfield, dude. Starfield.
I think Starfield, that's the game I was talking about where on Nintendo Switch exclusive, Star Fox is one of the playable characters in Starfield.
Starfield is...
I'm going to look it up now.
It's the like Star Trek of Elder Scrolls. That's what that game is. Oh, we didn't even talk about Cyberpunk, dude.
Oh my
That's
God.
my number one. I am so excited for
You mean
Cyberpunk.
Blade Runner, the game?
Yeah, dude, I can't wait. I'm so excited. So excited.
Talk about that game a little bit.
Well, there's nothing to say. It's like a Blade Runner, but first person. I was shocked to hear it was first person.
Starlink.
No, Starfield.
No, I'm telling you, Star Fox will be a Switch exclusive playable character in Starlink Battle for Atlas.
Yeah, but Starlink is not Starfield.
I'm just saying that's the game I was trying to talk about earlier.
Well, okay. So
Yeah.
Starlink.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just letting you know.
Are you excited? Get hype.
Cyber Lunch 2077? Is it?
Cyber Lunch 2077?
Is it Cyberlink? God.
Starfield. No, Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
2077. I can't wait. I can't wait. That's a game I think that is
CD Projekt Red.
Yes, sir.
Those are the developers that made Witcher. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they made all the iterations of Witcher, but I believe they did.
Yes, sir.
One thing I can't remember, but Joseph Gordon-Levitt came out on stage and said that there's this new program where you can add your own artwork and music to the world to make it more vibrant.
That wasn't Cyberpunk. That was
It was Cyberpunk.
Beyond
however.
Good and Evil. No, it was Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I get those games mixed up. They're pretty much the same thing, and they remind me of a graphic novel that I'm reading currently called Saga. I don't know if you ever heard
Saga,
of it.
I've known Saga.
It's pretty much the same thing as Beyond Good and Evil, honestly. Oh, there's Jack Black.
Yeah.
Look at that beard.
He's old. He's so old.
Please tell me I'm not that obnoxious. Thank you. Cyberpunk 2077, who knows when the hell that's going to come out. It's on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows. It will probably come out next gen. And you will lose your life if you have anything to do with the Cyberpunk realm.
Yep. I'll agree with that.
Blade Runner, Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah. Cyberpunk.
Do you think you can create your own character?
Oh, yeah. They said you could.
Yeah.
It's male or female. Blah, blah.
It's going to be like a hack and slash or like RPG?
No, it's first-person RPG. Like first-person RPG. It's like Borderlands.
Okay.
Borderlands.
Which we never saw anything about Borderlands 3, which is
never saw
interesting.
Any Mortal Kombat either. Anyway, but it goes into third person when you're driving around. So I'm kind of excited for that. Like you can have your own like RoboCop car driving around this city.
I'm going to say fall 2019.
Yes, I will agree with you.
Hopefully. I
will agree with you.
Because what else could come out? Rockstar is not going to come out with a Grand Theft Auto 6 until 2020.
Could be next year.
Bullshit.
GTA, never know.
Bullshit. They're making too much money off of Grand Theft Auto 5.
You know what I want to see Rockstar do is a sci-fi game.
You want to see Rockstar do? Manhunt.
Yeah.
You want to see it.
New.
Doesn't matter.
See a sci-fi game, like a crazy open world.
Like Cyberpunk?
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Then blah. It's already happened. It's already happening in the process.
Gravity.
All right, we're going to hit up our secret question for the week. If you're done with E3, the wrap, the wow moments.
To me, Microsoft won.
They did. I'll give you that. The wow moments for me was mostly Last of Us 2. There were some indie titles that I saw, like Our Friend Pedro. That was pretty cool.
That was sick.
Kind of reminded me of Ruiner.
Yeah.
If you're getting into that, it's more of like a 2D side scroller Ruiner. I'd take or leave. I loved Evolver
the
Digital.
New Ori that's coming out, but that's next year. Everything was next year. It's like I can't wait for an E3 when it's like this is coming out in 2 months.
Well, is it Unraveled?
Yep, Unraveled 2's out.
Looks
already.
cool. It looks cool. I mean, it looks like they improved on the mechanics from the first game. I guess the story has a little less prevalence, unfortunately. But
yeah, nobody gives a fuck about the first one.
Well, yeah, because they're a Swedish developer. Yeah. Secret question: if you could belong to one fictional family,
okay,
who would it be?
Fictional family?
Yeah. So it could be The Simpsons. It could be one of the families in South Park. It could be... family's a loose term, which...
man, that's a good one.
I know. Isn't that a good one? It's hard. It's a really hard one.
You know what I immediately went to was Robinson Crusoe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Old.
Or Pippi Longstocking's brother, if she didn't have a
Holy
brother.
fuck, I don't even know about that. Pippi Longstocking's brother, what is his name? Jerry?
Or Jake.
Jerry Longstocking.
It could be Jake Longstocking. Jacob Longstocking.
Jacob Longstocking.
Yeah. I think that's... I'm trying to think of family. What about you?
Okay, right away when I was asked that question, no problem. The Munsters.
Okay.
That would be sick.
Okay.
You live in a creepy old house, be like Eddie Munster or something like that. Your grandpa's a mad scientist. Your dad is like super scary and beat the shit out of anyone, but he's also like super sweet and like mild tempered. Like, oh, Eddie, yes, like he's kind of like the Fraser Crane. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I got a better one.
Okay.
All in the Family. I think I would fit right in there. If you ask certain people,
I don't know. That may be before my time.
Or Married with Children. I might be able to slice right in there. I'd be like the older brother of the Bud that already figured shit out.
Yeah, just asking for money, pretty much.
But I think
wasn't Alice shoe salesman? Al.
Yeah, he sells shoes.
God,
my husband's a shoe salesman. Everybody freaking go crazy. I think it would be the first one I said. The
Robinson Crusoe.
Yeah, the Crusoe family.
Dude, you wouldn't have anything. You would have no technology. You would have you live in a tree.
Yeah. I think that's what I would like to be.
I thought you were going to say like Tarzan. No. Live with a bunch of gorillas.
Same shit.
Not really. You live with a bunch of gorillas.
Yeah, when they can't speak English. At least your Crusoe family could fucking say, hey, do you want a cup of soup?
Yeah, you got
something?
like one book.
Yeah. Well, do you want to read this book? The other ones
Not
were
really.
like fucking smacking your head.
What about like George of the Jungle?
George of the jungle, strong as he can be.
By the way, what the hell happened to Brendan Fraser?
George. He had like some mental kind of thing. He has like physical.
Really, after doing Blast from the Past? That's surprising.
Encino Man. Where's the juice? No, he had some kind of major medical thing that went on. I don't want to speak on it because it's not my business.
No, because I remember the last movie that he did was Looney Tunes.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. Or some movie where these animals talked and there was a bunch of slapstick humor.
Was Dr. Dolittle like 5 or something?
I don't know, something like that. So you would go with All in the Family?
No.
What's your final pick?
Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe.
I feel like that's super lame.
Why is that super lame?
I don't know. I thought you'd be like fucking Luke Skywalker or something like that.
Oh, like the Jedi family?
Yeah.
It's too easy, man.
You could do easy. Easy is okay. I feel like Monsters is easy, but I chose that right away.
Family.
The Addams Family, you rang. I mean,
Man.
who would beat each other up? Addams Family or the Munsters? I feel like the Munsters would crush the Addams Family.
Yeah, it's not even a question.
No.
Not even a question.
Now,
How
is Lurch from the Munsters?
Yes. No.
No, that's Addams Family. Okay.
You're right.
I feel like they just straight up copied each other.
Yeah.
You could do like Happy Days. You could do like the Wonder Years. You could do Dick Van Dyke. You could do Bewitched. You could do all those old shows. I Love Lucy. I Love Lucy sucks, kind of. I'm not a big fan of that show, honestly. But
Partridge Family. Brady Bunch.
Will Smith. God damn it, what's that show? Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince, Billy.
Uncle Phil.
I don't think I'd fit into that shit.
I would. Because I could make fun of Carlton all day long. Well, Will, I wouldn't do that.
I think the Crusoe. I'm going to go with that.
But why? I don't get it.
Because
you fucking hate camping and you want to be Robinson Crusoe.
Wait, who said I hate camping?
You do, because you never go.
Dude, nobody ever invites me, motherfucker. I would go every time. I think it's because everything I've ever learned when I was growing up was roughing it. And I think I could learn more that way. Although I could be part of
Robin Leach's family.
Die Hard.
This $500,000 estate is made up of mostly...
Oh, the Kardashians. I'd be one of the normal ones.
Oh my god.
I'd be the one with...
one of the normal ones.
I'd be one with 2 penises and not 4.
like Kim.
Or none. Yeah, or Kim.
It's a hard... Dude, that's a hard question. No one would ever say The Simpsons.
Could be Wayne. The Wayne family.
Wayne?
Bruce
the main
Wayne.
brain? Bruce Wayne.
The Kal-El. You could be another Kal-El. It's a good question, man.
Yeah, but
you could be part of
your entire planet would explode.
What's the Terminator kids family?
Sarah Connor.
Connor family. You could be part of that. Be one of the offshoots.
That's what I mean. This is an endless question.
You could be one of Mystique's children in the X-Men. Could be an Xavier.
Does she ever have any children?
Yeah, Nightcrawler.
Who does she bang?
Probably Xavier. That fucking old bastard's been...
Come here, Mystique.
I know exactly what you're feeling.
It reminds me of Logan where he's doing the Taco Bell commercial. I love that part.
Taco Bell commercial?
Yeah, he's in like that too because Logan has to steal all that medicine for him so he doesn't have like those tremors or whatever because he has dementia.
Yeah. What's Taco Bell thing?
He does he's like in circles and does a Taco Bell commercial in the middle of the movie.
Yeah. If you want the new chalupa. That guy, yeah. Just go to your local Taco Bell.
Patrick Stewart, yeah.
Patrick Stewart over here talking about Taco Bell and Wolverine getting old. Don't touch me with that needle, no.
He's just spinning in circles. God,
Great movie.
I love that movie,
Great movie
so much. Oh my God. I didn't think you were gonna say the family from the House of a Thousand Corpses.
I was thinking about it. But
Grandpa,
that doesn't relate to me.
No, not at all.
At all.
You're not very macabre.
I can be, but that was back in the day.
I guess Munsters is quite macabre. I mean, for the 50s. 50s or 60s.
Yeah, it was about outcasts. You're an outcast, you know.
I've always went for the underdogs. That's why I like the Minnesota Twins.
I hate bullies, so.
So does Norman. Is that his name, Norman Monster?
No, it's Eddie Munster. Eddie.
Eddie is the son.
Herman.
That's it.
Herman Munster. Yep.
Reminds me of that car that he drove called the Dragula.
Yeah. Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches and slam in the back of my...
Such a great show because it looks genuinely off-putting, especially like with the whole Frankenstein spin. But it was just a normal family. And it also meant that you couldn't really judge a book by its cover. That was kind of like the whole ideology of that show. It was he was Frankenstein. He never murdered a little girl.
That was the first desensitizing of everybody.
I think so.
I think so, too.
Why not?
Started with...
Herman Munster tries out for the Dodgers.
I remember that. I remember Herman Munster was a...
he bends some iron.
What was he? His job was a... he worked at a funeral parlor.
Oh, yeah. I remember he went on a diet, too, and they gave him just this little bit of cauliflower. He's like... Oh, what was his wife's name now? Damn it.
I can't remember, man. That's
Wife
so long ago.
of Herman... I can't type now. Munster. Because Grandpa... Lily, of course.
Yep.
Mr. Carlo. Grandpa, yes. And I like how Marilyn, his niece, was it?
Yep.
She was just completely normal, like a gorgeous
she was like a
blonde.
suburban white chick from. Yeah. She married into the family and was like, "Oh, everything's cool because you guys are kooky."
No, that's the Addams family.
No, Addams family was.
They're kooky and.
You're crazy and you're kooky, mysterious and spooky. We're all together, rookie.
The Addams family. See, that's a totally different song.
Dun,
dun. I feel like that's a good pick, though.
What's the All in the Family theme song?
I don't know. Don't think that's it. That's... I think that's the Munsters.
Yeah. Do Addams or All in the Family.
All in the Family theme song.
Yeah, Archie Bunker and Edith Bunker. Reminds me of Grandma and Grandpa.
Okay, we're gonna kill that. God, that main protagonist of All the Family is such a fucking asshole, though.
Archie?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
He's just a normal, everyday
He wants to beat the shit out of his wife.
No.
Yes, he does.
No.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't. That's
Yes,
you.
he does.
That's you projecting. Yeah. A play. Had it made.
Thank you guys for sticking around.
Those were the
This has
days.
been Cyber Lunch episode 29 with Jake and Daryl. Hit us up on cyberlunch1 at outlook.com or at our website, which doesn't exist, only on Facebook, at Cyberlunch.
Good to talk to you guys again.
Good to be back.
About time.
About time.
Don't take any vacations again.
Never again. Ever. I will never take a vacation again in my life. We love you so much, everyone.
Bye-bye.
I guess it's 7 o'clock.
So, next week we'll be doing movies.
We're going to do movies that we saw recently.
Go watch
Jurassic
Solo.
Park, Hereditary,
Deadpool.
Why not? Thanks for sticking around, everybody.
Write in if you want us to talk about a movie. Seen a bunch.
Eric.
Eric?
We love you.